And I just feel like you have to be very mindful of men that do stuff like this where they evade questions.
Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome. I'm Sharon. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So today we are going to be reviewing Ready to Love Season 6, Episode 2. So let's get into it. I am sipping on some Gatorade because unfortunately for me, I'm hungover. But I opted not to do episode 1 because it just was the mixer. And so, you know, like, wasn't really much going on. Now, for me, I've been watching this show literally since its inception, since season 1. And I just feel like the show is definitely not the same. It's not. But I digress. So this is episode 2. It opens up with them having brunch at Bar 1. Yeah, shout out to Bar 1, Peter Thomas, okay? Love that for Peter, okay? So in episode 1, at the mixer, Danica and Shareese, I think that's her name, Shareese, they were in the bottom. And Tommy gave them like another chance or whatever the case may be. But in this episode, she is going around asking everybody why they put her in the bottom. She want to know, she want answers, she want to understand. And I just feel like people always do that on this show. They want to like get to the bottom of like why they were in the bottom. And I can understand, like, you want to know, you just want to know. But I feel like it's a better way to go about asking the questions. Like, instead of just being like, why I was in the bottom? Why you put me in the bottom? Why I was in the bottom? What? You know, like it's a better way to approach it. So in this episode of Ready to Love, we get Shareese being more of a bitch. Now, in the first episode, she was just so bitchy, and I can't stand people like that. Just mean and nasty and hateful for no reason. Like, why are you being so ugly? It is not attractive, and I feel like it's always the girls or the women who feel like they are so untouchable and so top-notch, and it's like, but you not though. Because, like, your attitude has a lot to do with like how attractive you are, and your attitude is very nasty. She is just comes off like a very nasty, mean girl type of a lady, and it's like, you too old for that. So they asked Justice, they were just talking or whatever, and they asked Justice a question about marriage. And I just feel like you have to be very mindful of men that do stuff like this where they evade questions and they do not give you direct answers. Sometimes they'll try to laugh it off or make a joke, and it's like, ha ha, but let's get back to the question. Like, I'm still waiting on your answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let nobody evade questions. What I also got from this episode was that I feel like Justice is not really there for love. I feel like now as the seasons go on, none of these people are really ready for love. They're not there for love. I feel like they are there for the show and what comes with it. I feel like it probably was like that in the beginning too, but they were just better at disguising it or something. I feel like these past few seasons have just been a complete waste of time. But Justice, I noticed in this episode, like I said, he was evading the questions, and then he was like talking about not wanting to like take a person on a date until he is interested in them. And he said like, oh, well, people will be like, well, how you going to get to know a person unless you date them? And he like, I don't got to spend my money to date you. And it's like, okay, so what you're saying is, what I was able to deduce from that is that you're cheap. You don't want to court a woman. Like, what? This is a grown man saying this stuff. I just feel like, what are you talking about? You're a grown man and you don't want to take women on dates until you're absolutely interested in them. So like, to me, I just was not feeling his vibe at all. Like I said, and then they had asked him something about a time frame, and then he couldn't even answer that. And it's like, what? Like, what's wrong with you? Shareese is so, I don't like this lady. She seems like one of them women who are nice around men, but bitchy to women. Like, and I just don't understand. But she tells Dominica in this episode to turn her volume down. And it's like, if she is loud and rambunctious, then that's just a part of her personality. Let her be her. If they don't like her because she's too loud, then oh well, it's somebody out there that will like her exactly how she is. So it's no need to try to make her feel like she doing something wrong by just being herself. And it's like, girl, you was in the bottom too. So what are you talking about? Don't be trying to like make it seem like you got some insight or you got some tea and or anything and you could give her insight and tea. Like, no, you were in the bottom too. Now, this is what I'm gonna talk about the most from this episode. When they were all talking, Kayla said, because Shareese had made the comment about like King Randall or whatever the case may be, and the ladies felt some type of way about it. And Kayla says that she was made to be a helpmeet. She was made to help a man and make him better. Baby, if that's all you think you were made for, you are so mistaken. For me, let me take that back. Let me speak for me. For me, I do not agree with that at all. I feel like I love my husband and he is my partner, and we are supposed to help each other grow and evolve and become better people, make each other's lives easier. But I was not made to be a helpmate. I was not made just to be on a man's arm or just to make him better or just to serve him or just to like, no, that's not, I don't agree with that. I feel like your purpose goes far beyond a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your purpose goes far beyond a man. That's not all you were made to do, love. Like, please reevaluate that. Like, there is more to life than a relationship with the man. If your existence is tied to your relationship and what you can do for that person, then it's like, that's not a way to live. More about Shareese in this episode, because she just was getting on my nerves, but she was making comments about feeling like she knew she wasn't going home, and she was basically saying that she was confused while she was in the bottom with her, and if they would have chose her over her, then that would have been like, she was basically trying to, what I took from it was she was trying to say she was better than Dominica. And it's like, why you think you're better than her? Like, why do you think you're better than her? It was given very much so, like, I didn't like that. And I feel like it's nothing wrong with you thinking highly of yourself, but I feel like when you tear other people down to lift yourself up, like, and her saying that if she would have stayed over her, then that would have been kind of like a side eye. That's saying that you think you're better than her. Like, and so that's like, no. So it's daytime. Jamala and Swayze go on a date. Shakira and Samson have a date. And then it's Taco Tuesday at Shareese's house. And the people that had like they solo one-on-one dates, they enjoyed their dates and stuff. And then at Shareese's house, Devin came in. I think that's his name, Devin. He came in empty-handed. And it's just, I don't know. I don't like the vibes of this guy. And then like in the first episode, when they asked him if he had children, and he first said no, and then was like, oh yeah, but, and then gave the rundown. I just feel like, who the hell, when asked if they have children and they have children, say no first and then be like, oh yeah, you know what, actually I do. What? But I just feel like they need to start doing better, like with getting better quality men on this show. A lot of these men be full of it. They don't be having a life together like they try to make it seem. Because like, if you don't have a relationship with your child and you're obviously not looking for one, then like you need to figure that out first, fam. Like, no. So they have the ladies lounge, and then they talk about their tops and their bottoms. And I feel like when it was time for excuse me, when it was time for them to like give like the bottom to like their dates or whatever, to like basically let them know they were in the bottom. I was surprised to see that it was Devin and Mike. Like, I thought Justice would have been in there somewhere, because again, like I said, when he was evading those questions and then saying the stuff about like basically not wanting to court a woman, it's like, why was he not in the bottom? He should have been in the bottom. That's like, those are things that I feel like, who wants to date somebody who can't answer a question and you don't even think a woman is worth a date? But Devin and Mike are in the bottom. They have their dates or whatever the case may be. And then basically Devin goes home. And I feel like, yeah, I think he needed to go home. Like, you need to go work out your situation with your child. Like, you need to go figure that out. You need to go try to cultivate and start building a relationship with your child. You don't have a desire to have a relationship with your child. You're not doing all you can to get to know your child and have a relationship. No, you don't need to be here. You need to go work on that. So yeah, that was it for episode 2. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought of the episode. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are not subscribed, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.